Well, I'm going to do a couple of videos today. Amy and I were on our way. It's your dad's birthday today. Yesterday was Amy's father's birthday, so we're on our way to have some lunch with Lyle. Lyle's a good guy. Actually, Lyle owns a piece of Sedona Hill.
Yeah.
That's right. Who's training very, very good. Now, I did want to talk about the 2-year-olds a little different. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. What I wanted to do this week was talk about the 2-year-olds that did well this week, top 10 horses, I thought. But then we're getting close to the summer, and I always want to give my projections, but they mean nothing. So I'm going to talk about the top 10 horses this week that I think did well. Now, I thought the only thing that made it fair was that they didn't train well, which nobody didn't. I couldn't put them on the list, and that whittled a couple down that maybe weren't as good as they've been. That was okay. I counted my list up, which I'll show you later.
Okay.
My list was 33 horses. I had to come down from 33 to 10. It got a little easier it was a little easier today because these are the top 10, these are my top 10.
For the week? Or in total?
Leading up until right now, but then I guess it's fair to say the week because there were some horses left off the list that could easily be on the list. But there were 33. So that means if I knocked a few off, there's at least 35 or 36 horses.
Like this becomes a thing where it's like, like how you would feel if your kid made a team or got cut.
No, I try to be as objective as I can.
People get like a little offended when the horse doesn't make
everybody gets offended. I have people all the time tell me, why did my horse make the top 10? And I don't have a problem telling them why. It's a tough top 10 list to make. There has to be projections. You have to factor in what you believe the horse will do, what the horse has done now, what the horse did this week, what the horse didn't do this week. So a horse like Affection, right? Should be on every top 10 list. Made a break.
Well,
the rarest of rare breaks.
Or a horse that got the week off or whatever.
A horse that got the week off. Drebin was gelded. He didn't make the list. Hallie didn't make the list.
Yeah.
So Hallie hasn't been as good the last few weeks, but I think we're going to get to the bottom of that this week. She's just transitioning when the corks came off and we added some weight and, are the flip-flops bothering her? There's a number of things we can change with Hallie. But before we start changing a bunch of things and then expecting these great results, we have to be aware that she is, I can tell you right now, she's a muscle mass 2-year-old filly. They all seem to have their little quirks. Their knees start to soar and they start to get sore and they start to get a little off left hind. That could be a stifle, that could be them interfering, that could be them loading weight. But I want to make sure the vet says, no, Hallie in the Clouds is okay, knees aren't bad, or maybe we do the knees on Hallie, I don't know. There's a number of things we can do, but before we start changing, when your oil light comes on and you got a tire that's a little soft, you're not going to put air in the tire and the oil light's going to go off. We have to do both. So let's start with what is mechanical, which could be soreness in the knees or in other places, and work forward from there. If we don't have any results that we can work with from the vet, then we'll start focusing on the shoeing. But I think, historically speaking, I know what they're going to come back with. Changes in the third carpals, her knees are a little bit sore. What do we do then? We can do both things. Do a little bit of work on her knees, maybe give her some pool work, might be something we could look into, and then obviously changing her shoes to accommodate her a little bit more. But none of that matters until we hear from the vet. What day is it, Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday, right?
I think you said Tuesday.
I'll look and I see it. So I want to go through all the 2-year-olds first, talk about what I think about what they're doing, what they're not doing. This is not the top 10 list. We're going to talk about our list in a little while.
Our list?
Well, I'm going to make mine, you're going to make yours, and we're going to talk about both.
I made one last week.
I know, but this is this week. Last week was last week.
No, I'm not doing it every week.
Oh, well, you're going to have to do a list.
I thought you wanted to have a discussion.
We are. I have 10 horses that are on my list.
I'm driving. I don't have a list.
You can't make excuses. I'm not letting you off the hook. I'm not letting her off the hook.
I only trained Ontario.
I want to talk about the 2-year-olds. I want to talk about the 2-year-olds right now. AC Swan was much better, as I said to Jason the other day. We have to make sure they train. We just can't go out there and take for granted that they're going to. And I know that he likes to keep AC Swan nice and quiet and relaxed. I said if she's going to be hot when she was on the track, put a snake cord and hood on her. But I want her jogging, I want her manageable, and I do not want her making breaks in the training set. So she made a break in the 6th set. This was after she had made the break when I came in and told everybody she's going again in set number 7. So after she was thawed out, had some work into her from that 6th set, she went back out, trotted great. Now obviously that was a big jump in speed for her, and she was in a pretty deep set. So again, faded a bit to finish 6th or 7th, but work-wise, she did her work well. Mechanically, she looks good on the track. Jim Eaton did a great job breaking these horses too. They all looked shiny and good looking when they got here, and they've done it really well. We'll talk about Alibaba in a couple of seconds, but I can tell you that Eric told me of all the horses he goes with regularly, he thinks Alibaba is the best one of all of them, which says a lot. So, AC Swan, doing work well. Remind me when I'm done here, I want to check with the yearlings, dancing by myself, and I don't play nice. I want to make sure that they're all staked and everything's taken care of from Jim. I think he did last month, but I want to make sure he did. So AC Swan doing her work well. Activation. This is a horse that really has caught my eye and piqued my interest over the last little while. He looks strong. He looks like he's doing his work very, very well. I was really, really happy with what I've seen out of him the last 2 weeks. Affection, little hot, got on top of the guy in front of him, that line pull on. I give you a number of reasons that are really, quite frankly, the truth of why she made a break. But she did make a break, so we're going to focus moving forward on getting her used to that line pull, getting her used to, well, she follows good anyway, but just getting her used to doing things she's going to see in a race setting. We've been spoiled because she's been so handy, so strong, you can just move her and sit there, but now she has to learn to leave, sit, follow, move to the outside, things of that nature, and we'll start working on that over the next few weeks. But again, still one of our top prospects. Alibaba, as I said, I just had talked to you about that. Guys, whoever's things up, turn it down, please. I had just talked to you guys about what Eric had said about Alibaba. He believes is the best one that he goes with regularly. Ollie, is that your tablet back there, honey? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're not Ollie, you know that, right? She's quite the Addie Bear. Addie, did you have fun yesterday? Uh-huh. What was your favorite thing?
I ate all my fries and chicken.
You ate all your fries and chicken. You certainly did. You did a great job. Where are we at now? Alibaba. Antilles Hanover. Everybody, nobody gives this horse enough respect. Every week he's starting to look a little bit more like Austral Hanover was last year. The only difference was Austral Hanover was horrible until June. This guy's actually always done his work very, very well. Now he's starting to get stronger, pick up speed. He's still not the most fluid horse you're going to see, but he can really dance, and we were making him pretty good on the end of it the other day when he was training. So horse is coming along great and looking great on the track. Urson looked awesome the other day. Derek, that rides for us, went with him. He said, geez, he's a really nice horse. Well, he is a really nice horse, and he's coming along very nicely. Going to have a lot of fun with this guy this summer. Blanton's Blue, I can't remember if he made my list, but he really should. This is a horse that we gelded. So if you take his entire body of work up until his castration and then cut it like we did anyway, and start fresh and say, okay, post-castration, here is a Chapter 7 gelding brother to Mambasita. That horse has been very, very good. And the mile he went the other day was incredible. The way he did it was incredible. Ollie, turn that down, please. Ollie?
Ollie, turn down.
Do you want me to take that away?
Yeah.
Such a little drill sergeant. Where are we at? Blanton's Blue, the horse has just been incredible, and I suspect we'll start making these lists now. One, he's trotting perfectly clean. No roughness, not in a gear. Took a head pull off him. Can probably take the other head pull off him now. He's starting to understand his work, and he's really good at it. The horse has just been incredible the last 2 weeks. Born to Dance has been quietly great, a lot like Antilles Hanover. We've been so focused on Cowboy at the Sea as far as our Ohio Pacers. I haven't gone with Born to Dance in a long time, but everybody that's gone with him lately has said how good he's pacing, how strong he's finishing up his miles. Really, really happy with this horse. I can't wait to see him this summer. Big question mark beside this guy, and he appears to be as strong and as fast as anybody, really. We have hesitant to put him on the front because he looks at stuff on the track still, and I'm going to leave him that way for now. We jog him in an open bridle, trying to get him used to the shadows and dirt and paper that might be on the track. If it comes to it, push comes to shove, at the summertime we got to put a shadow roll on him, we will. But for right now, man, the horse is doing everything very, very good. Cherahola, I'm very guarded with this filly. She's very lanky, very tall, and she continues to improve. Now she is she is a step behind Sedona Hill and Oh Snap You and those fillies right now. But that's not to say she can't catch up. She has all the tools, the breeding, the gait, the ability. She's just starting to get the hang of it now, and I hope come June that she'll put it all together in time. But there's tons of time for her to do that. And no breaks lately, hasn't done anything wrong. I've been really impressed with her. I'm kind of itching to try and go with her myself one of these weeks, but I just haven't been able to fit her in. Maybe this week I will. I don't know. We'll see. But Cherahola has been very, very good the last little while. Cowboy by the Sea felt incredible. We put the aluminum shoes on him up front. I don't really like putting aluminums on babies up front or anywhere for that matter until we have to. They can be a little jarring, and they don't have as much absorption. I guess they can't absorb as much shock as steel shoes can. So the aluminums are not preferable for the babies, not in my mind anyway. But this guy had such a big kind of trappy gait to him that we tried them on him, and what a different horse. He was super strong the other day. Somebody said, wow, you beat up on trotters. Right now at this point, it's time. It's time. It means nothing right now. Don't kid yourself. It would be very hard for a couple of those pacers to run down some of those trotters even right now. And Cowboy by the Sea has looked very, very good. I've been very happy with him. Did not know. Step behind everybody. She's trying to catch up. Doing her work as well as she can. She has her quirks. She makes mistakes. I mean, if you were grading her right now, she'd still be around a C, but there's still lots of training left for this filly. She's going to need it all, right? She had OCDs removed from her hocks. She moved around a little bit. She got sick, was making breaks. She's starting to put it all together wise. Time-wise, she's in the same vicinity as everybody else, but just overall labor and work-wise, she's not even close to where they are yet. Don't talk about Bruno. Trained great on Saturday. Has been training great. I think this is going to be a nice horse for us this summer. I can't really vouch from being a gold horse yet. There's still a lot of room between now and the qualifiers, but seems to be speed-wise, work ethic, overall ability. He's got it all going on.
I don't think you can really make that call until you qualify.
That's fair. No, you can't. That's what I mean. It would be unfair for me to say, oh, he's a sire stake horse. It's a little ridiculous. But he's doing his work very well. Drebin castrated last week. Amy said Danny wasn't too happy with the castration of Drebin the other day. You know what? Drebin just picked the wrong day to do everything wrong. And when it comes to this time of year, if you can tell me why they're acting up, they just get shod. Maybe their knees are bothering them a little bit. If you can tell me why they were acting up, great. But if you just go out there and act rude because you're still a stud, I can fix that really, really quick. And we did within 24 hours. Drebin is now a gelding, and he earned it. And it's just the way it is. Especially when I look back at all the horses that we castrated that have turned into nice horses. Blanton's Blue was a complete troll before we castrated him. The Father Patrick horses that are over there, Vaquero, like those horses were horrible when they were studs. And somebody said, "Paul, it might have just been the work." It wasn't the work. I'm telling you, I sit behind the horses. I know, totally different horses. Blanton's Blue would still be doing the same stuff he was 6 weeks ago had we not castrated him. So Drebin, not a big deal at all. Drebin is now a gelding, and I think he'll be a much better gelding than he was a stud. We're going to use the time off also to put some more weight on him. I think he's going to be a nice horse for us this summer, but gelding, absolutely. Easy in the turns, one or two hiccups this week. She was very, very drawn out, looked a little sick after a train trip. We actually took her to the university to make sure everything was all right. When the vet looked at her scope and then listened to her heart. Oliver, give me that. You're getting a 10-minute suspension. Right now, give that to me, Ava. That's how we roll here. A little 10-minute suspension. Boom. That's how I roll.
It's a script.
Yeah, 12:40. You can talk to me about getting it back. Easy in the turn, so we took her over just to make sure everything was all right. But there was nothing found. No issues found with her. Still, her knee. I know her knees are hurting her. I know that left hind, very similar. Hallie in the Clouds, a little different, but eerily similar in their presenting of the way they're trotting. And this is a big thing. If we look back, and this horse always did that great. We start taking the corks off them and pushing in April. What you want to see is the horses hold strong and start to improve. When you start to see regression,
Yeah, what is that?
it's just the babies getting a little sore.
It's supposed to go the other way now. You get the corks off and they come.
No, not always. Everybody just says, the corks, you take them off and they get sounder. That doesn't work that way. The horses get used to, they adapt, they get acclimated to the corks, especially if they need them, which they didn't really need them this year. But then when you take the corks off, there's nothing saying that there's going to be this massive alleviation of stress and
I get that,
pressure.
but I just didn't expect to see
It's the
them
speed.
fall apart.
It's the speed. the speed is the thing. These are still immature horses. You start feeding them, and this is where, the way that we operate a little different from other people. We aren't going really, really fast with them, but at 1.5 miles, when you're going 1 mile and 2:25 at 1.5 miles, there is some stress there. There is some pushing there, and I believe there needs to be. We can, if they say, yeah, Hallie in the Cloud's knees are a little bit sore, she's a little off, left hind, wherever that may be, or maybe that's attributed to loading weight and loading power. Give them time now. There's no structural problem in doing that. And I truly believe by seeing this now, when you guard against it and guard against it and guard against it, and you just, you keep them covered up, and then you go in June to really push on them, I still think you're going to see those structural problems. The only difference is the load on those knees now in June is quite a bit more than it would be in April. Now, there's no way that I can prove that to anybody. That's just my feeling on the babies. We can stop with them now and bring them back. We did it with 3 Point.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they don't have to be ready till July.
And that's it. We did it with a ton of horses.
Ontario
But
did.
just understanding where the pressure points on these horses may be, where the boiling points may be, it's a little easier. I believe it's a little easier to stop it before it happens. Be a little proactive. So, feed them a little speed, feed them a little power, and then if they start to falter a little bit, there's something going on there. So, I would suspect Hallie in the Clouds, the vet's going to say you're going to see changes in her third carpal. Vet talk. She's a little sore in her knees. You're going to give her a little time off. How are you making out there?
Oh, the guy.
You're not driving a transfer truck. You had lots of. I'm just saying. It seemed to me like there's lots of.
You just mind your business.
Okay, I'll mind my business. So with Hallie and with Easy in the turns and those horses, we talk about the most easy thing is when the horses are talking, you need to listen. I say that all the time, and especially when it comes to a filly like this. You see a filly that I had said she's one of our best horses in February into March, and then you see this tiny bit of regression. She's making breaks in the turns. We put the hobbles on her. These are telltale signs that things just aren't proper with the filly. So let's see what's going on before we get too far down that road. And that was Easy in the turns. I'm going to skip over Hallie for the most part, because what I just told you about Easy in the turns for the most part is the same thing you're going to hear with Hallie. I want to make sure we get this right. With Easy in the turns, they're not crippled, they're not lame, there's no broken bones, but you're going to have to pay attention moving forward to what you do. Do we, pivot a little bit, put them in the pool a little bit, do some work on them, change your shoes? Absolutely. There's no need to just kick them out in the field like we did International Spy. It's totally different situations. Electric Line, getting better. We changed his shoes, and actually Bill Donnelly, one of our clients that bought Electric Line and sent him to us, was at the track on Saturday, watched him train, said he thought the horse looked great. He didn't think there was any tentative moments in the mile where he'd make a break. I went with him the other day. I certainly didn't get that feeling also. So very happy with the progression in Electric Line over the last 2 weeks. Flash Fly was great again. Amy went with Flash Fly. Starting to grow on you, the big green shoe fillies, aren't they? Oh,
What do you mean? I never didn't like them. They're not very nice in the barn.
Oh, they're sweethearts in the barn.
Okay.
So Flash Fly was good last week, both Tuesday and Saturday. Trained great. I didn't mean to. I did pick you off.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
No,
I
you
beat
didn't.
you by about this much.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, with insider trading. I definitely beat you.
No, you didn't.
We'll call it a tie, but
Considering she didn't trot one for 1 second in the 5-10 minute warm up,
that's just her.
I was very
She's just
impressed.
doing her stretches. She's going through her calisthenics. So Flash Fly's a very unique horse. She'll go on the track, she'll canter, and she just doesn't look fluid. And then you turn her to go, and boom,
As soon
Flash
as
Fly
she-
shows up.
As soon as she saw the other horses,
And we've had her looked at. There doesn't appear to be any lameness with me. I just think it's mechanics, and she's just a little bit of a scatterbrain sometimes. But when push comes to shove and it's time to do your work, she always shows up. George of the Jungle was good again. Very happy with the way this guy has been trotting. Johnny said, if anything, he was really quiet the other day. They put a hood on him. He said, if we're going to go fast, I'll take the hood off. If we're going to go slow, I'll leave it on. Seems fine to me. But George in the Jungle mechanically was great. Goldbug Hanover is going to come back to Ontario. Got to work on this palate. They said it was quite inflamed and quite ulcerated when they had to trim it up at Brown University. So we're not going to tinker with her. I'm going to take the time off. She's been on the walker in Ohio, but she is going to come back now. We are selling a couple of horses this week. Who's the horse in Cindy's area?
Aoife? Oh no, Landing Pad.
Landing Pad will be leaving on Monday, so we'll bring Goldbug Hanover home. Want to work on that pallet, and the good thing is with Natalie and her crew around the barn, sometimes we can maybe slide
scope in
slide
there.
a scope in there, or even a dynamic scope to see what she's doing when she's training. So Goldbug Hanover, we're going to take the time to walk her, pool. Don't want the bit in her mouth. I don't want her stressed out on the track until we get this palate under control. Never had a problem with it until February or March, and that was what I was trying to tell Dr. Brown at the clinic, was that, you know, this wasn't a habitual, you know, a chronic palate issue where it was like, yeah, you'd hear her make noise, or she, you know, there was nothing with this filly until end of February, 1st of March. So one day she made a little noise training, and then it was entrapped, and then from the entrapment we came, and up until that point there was nothing wrong. So I think just getting her back to that point should be easy. Yes, sweetheart.
What is the wet one?
Well, we're going to see Grampy Lyle, and he's in Orangeville, so we're on our way to Orangeville. Okay? I don't know, 40 minutes?
From the barn, yeah.
No, from right now.
Oh, no. We'll be there. We'll be there by 1.
Oh, okay. 25 minutes, Mom says. So great bet. Again, moving quickly. This horse looks much, much better now. Really like what I see from Great Bet the last little while. He's got some pop. He understands his work, and he's really doing it well. I like what I see from Great Bet. Green Tea's getting better, as I said to Dr. Rucker. Still throwing his head. Eric did a good job the other day. Yes, he run leaving. You know, we just have to continue to chip away at the exterior of Great Bet, and I think he'll come.
Green tea.
I said Great Bet, didn't I? Green Tea, I'm sorry. Gypsy Hill, top marks across the board. This is him, and we have 3 really good colts. Now, I think Irresistible Sun and Gypsy Hill are a little bit ahead of Sweeney, but seeing what I've seen from Sweeney, this is a big, strong colt. He's learning to put his work together really, really nicely. He was in with some really tough horses the other day, and it was only Venice Blue Chip that run him down the other day, and he looked very, very good. So 3, and that's on top. You know, the other colt we put the hobbles on, Jason said, was perfect on Saturday. No Chance in Hill. So 4th colt also. So between 2 or 3 fillies and 4 colts on the trotting side.
You said they went slower, right?
They did, but they were moving quite a bit more.
Because I found him. Yeah, okay. I only went with him once. But.
Yeah. The pacers and the trotters. We have 2 pacing fillies. I'm Fancy Like and Venice Blue Chip. We have 2 pacing colts in the guy that looks at stuff on the track. What's his name? Born to Dance. And Cowboy by the Sea. We have 3 or 4 very strong trotting colts and 3 very strong trotting fillies. Should be a lot of fun in Ohio this summer. We'll see. Fingers crossed.
Who are you gonna pick?
What's that? Oh, who am I going to pick? That's not till July. We're not going to worry about that yet. Hallie in the Clouds, as I said, we'll talk about her briefly. She's going to go over to the vet also, same as Easy in the Turns, on Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. I want to say Monday.
I think you told me Tuesday.
Well, if I told you Tuesday, then it's Tuesday for sure. I think you're right. No, you're right. It's Tuesday at noon over to McKee Clinic. We're going to take the other colt over there also, Spitfire, just to make sure he's tuned up for this week. Yeah, I'm Fancy Like again. Really like this filly. She's not quite to Venice Blue Chip just yet, but she's tough. And like I said, Eric put her on the front there 2 weeks ago, and she beat everybody. And then, you know, race her from 5th with a big last quarter, and the babies in the jog cart. It's hard to make up ground, but she's doing everything really, really well. Insider Trading, winner. Trained really, really good on Saturday. Very happy with what I've seen from Insider Trading. International Spy, he's out in the field until end of June. I think we'll bring him back in. He's in Pennsylvania right now. Why Pennsylvania? So it's important. I turned him out where I knew there was a lot of hills. I wanted him going up and down the hills. And Schaefer Farms has a lot of hills. One particular paddock will run up to where they feed them. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I asked Jacob, you know, get this guy out where there's lots of hills, and I think that'll do him a lot of good as he grows up and his legs fill out and he cleans up. I think this will go a long way for him. Irresistible Sun again, very, very one of our very best horses in Ohio. He looked great the other day again. I just beat him with Cowboy by the Sea. J-Port Beach Boy, you know, Addie, J-Port Beach Boy. James trained him the other day. He said, you know who impressed me? J-Port Beach Boy. He said, yeah, I went with him 2 weeks ago. I thought the horse was very, very good. Danny's been doing a lot with him and told me that he liked him a lot. And James on them on Saturday and said the horse was fantastic. Levesque in Action. You know, a lot of people asking me, you know, is she any good? Yes, she's good. You know, is she as good as the other fillies we have over there? No. She's not as good as those other trotting fillies right now, but she's growing up and getting bigger. She did her work and trotted the other day. I've been very happy with her. Just hold on when I finish my list. I like how you waited right till 12:40 exactly, though. Lonely Lakewood, it looked awesome again the other day. Very, very happy with Lonely
Oh my
Lakewood.
gosh, have you ever followed that horse?
No, here, Ava, give this back. Yeah,
He
Ollie,
is like-
you're supposed to be sitting up with your seatbelt on, young man, please. Right now, sit up, put your seatbelt on properly. This one?
Mom,
He's over here, and he's over here, and
He
he's over
wanders a
here,
little bit,
and
yeah.
I said to Johnny after, I said, I'm talking.
do you know how makeup? Do you know how?
No, we're not buying.
No,
we're not
no,
buying
no.
virtual brushes to brush your virtual horses. Thanks anyway. I'm gonna have to put my foot down with the virtual brush purchases. So yeah, Lonely Lakewood. Yeah, he wanders a bit, but we'll put him in gear, and we got to put him in gear. I really, really like this horse. Lover's Play was awesome. She made the break halfway down the lane. That's only because I let her throttle back. If I had just kept pouring the coal on her whole way down the lane, I think she would have been awesome. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. This one filly that is New Jersey and Kentucky, but I don't think we'll see New Jersey. I expect her to be ready to go for Oak Grove on June the 13th, and I expect her to stay in Kentucky all summer long. That is my plan, my personal plan for Lover's Play. I love this filly. McPaisley, better. Flat mile, finished up very strong after the mile also. Danny's been doing a great job with McPaisley, happy with her. Mel Gibbswan was great the other day. Couldn't quite get by Alibaba, but again, this is, Eric said of all the horses he's gone with, Alibaba is the best one. So should be a fun summer in Illinois for us and Mr. Eaton with Alibaba and AC Swan for sure. I think the first stake is like July at DeCoin, if I'm not mistaken. August 6th is the first official stake. But July, I think DeCoin starts writing 2-year-old races. So I told Jim that we'd have her out there for, and middle of July, we'd have her out there. Both of them. Memory and Imagination, just top marks for this guy again. I love what I see from this horse. Top to bottom, just a really, really nice horse. Militant, now that we got his knee down, we're going to change his shoes around a little bit, take those big clunky bell boots off him, put a little more streamlined pair of knee and arm boots on him and get him moving in the right direction. I can see him just kind of flopping around, touching himself the other day. Time to drop the hammer again on Militant, and I may do that this week with him. Again, another horse that I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this season. He is dual eligible. He may end up in Oak Grove also this summer. I think Pickpocket him, I may start the mare. I don't know yet. We'll see, but Militant, again, one of our top colts, I believe. Mounts for All. Mario loves this horse. He goes, I absolutely love this colt. He was flying through the middle late on the end of the mile the other day, and he looked very, very good. It's not that hard to like him now. He's not as sour as he was when we started. He wears a closed bridle with no head check, a Murphy blind now on the inside, and a set of trot boots. That's it. And he is a really, really nice colt. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this guy in Indiana this year. No Chance in Hill, Jason said, was much, much better. Put a head pole on either side the other day, tightened his hobbles up. He said, totally different horse. Oh Snap You has been great and was great again this week. One of the biggest movers, when I do that and jump over the horses quick, people are like, why didn't you talk about the horse more? And there's nothing really to say. I'm very happy with No Chance in Hill. I'm very happy with Paycheck Princess. They're doing the work very well and did their work well this week on video. Paycheck Princess, that's not true. No Chance in Hill run Tuesday, but train good Saturday. Paycheck Princess was flying on the end of it. Looked great the other day. Really happy with him. Pickpocket also was very, very good and has been good. One of our best trotters overall. One of our best horses at the stable is Pickpocket, and I was really happy with him again this week. Prince Charmer will start back training now. Had a curve on him. All these little stones we uncover with Prince Charmer just turns him into a better horse down the road. The splints was bothering him, then he hit his knee and it blew up. Now he hit a curb, but he'll catch right back up. I trained that horse in 223 2.5 weeks ago. Punch the Clock, I think, when you see my top 10 list, you know how I feel about this filly, and she was just, very, very good again yesterday. James just beams when he goes with her. He loves this filly. And is it partially because we have such high expectations? She's so well bred? Yes, but I think if she wasn't trotting as well as she did, he would immediately shy away from her, and he gravitates to her all the time since she's just a very, very nice horse. So everything is going well with Punch the Clock. Purple People Eater was great Saturday. Jason trained her. She was making a break. I think she just needed to be, have the hammer dropped on her a little bit and pushed hard. Joey's been so protective for the last 2 or 3 weeks with the splint, making breaks, and Jason went out and trained her. He said, I want a mile and 20 with her. She was fantastic on Saturday. Ready for Landing was great on Saturday. Did make the break on Tuesday. I did bow and train him the way he trains well on Saturday. I'm torn. I was having such a good day Saturday too. I didn't want to jeopardize ruining my Saturday with Ready for Landing making a break, so I just stayed chill. I just did nothing with him. Sat him in behind, punched the clock, finished up right beside her, did his work well. I'm sure there's a loud voice in me, inside me, that says, abort going with him the way he likes it. Make him do it other ways, but he will run. He will. So I'm now left thinking that I have this internal struggle. Do I kind of just so slightly veer off that path every so often, or do we stay right on that path, or do we just pitch that path and say, okay, you can do it right that way, fine, you're going to do it right this way. This is a 2-year-old, and I guess that is the predominant voice inside my head reminding me that this is still a baby, mentally and physically, and maybe you should allow him to do his work well, and then eventually, ever so often, just kind of draw outside the lines. And I think that's what we're going to do with this guy. So it's hard for me to put him on any top 10 list, because he does have a tendency to do things wrong when things don't go his way. But when he's doing them right, man, he is a big, strong, powerful colt. Really don't care amongst our top horses. You can't deny it now. There's some horses that just are. They just are our best horses. Really don't care is one of them. I can't see a way that this filly doesn't turn into be a nice horse. Speed, ability, smarts, intelligence, just does everything fast and well and good. Just a really, really nice horse. I can't say enough about her. Rito's Lady, not really don't care just yet. She is not super fast. She doesn't do everything super right, but she does it. She's tough. I'll tell you that. She's a tough filly. We'll continue to push her. I'd like to get her to 210 by middle of May and just say, okay, turn her out for a month and bring her back in. I would like to do that with Rito's Lady. We'll see how that plays out the next little while. Royal Emeralds, again, just one of those horses. She is one of our best horses. A real, real, real nice horse. Of the green shoes, might be the top of the heap, which is saying a lot. Yes, sweetheart.
I have to go back.
You have to go bathroom? Well, we're going to be at the restaurant in 10 minutes. Can you hold it? Okay, good girl. Royal Emeralds, I have to be honest, I love a lot of our green shoes. I love Flash Fly. I love Insider Trading. Green Tea's a fast colt. I love Pull the Shoes. I don't know if any of them want any part of Royal Emeralds just yet. She's a big, strong filly, and she is quick on her feet. Really, really like Royal Emerald. Seasons of Love did everything great the other day. Very happy with this filly. This is the only one we have by the bank. She has her days, her moments where she makes breaks and does things wrong. Got that kind of big, trappy gait to her. I think as we can start to get weight off her, as she gets sounder and stronger, I think she'll be a much better horse. But for right now, very happy with what I see from Seasons of Love. Sedona Hill has been good and continues to be good. One of our best horses in Ohio also. Southwind Digit, first time I saw that high gear from her the other day. Impressive. Her training mile under video, go back and watch it. I don't know what set it was, 4 maybe. Go back and watch the move she puts on Green Tea down the backstretch. That was just an all-out sprint for 100 yards and almost racehorse speed. That was an impressive training mile. I hadn't seen that yet. Had not seen that gear from that filly yet, and I saw it the other day. That was impressive. Sunset Acres Girl, again, just one of our better horses, just a great filly. I can't fathom a way we don't have a lot of fun with this filly in Michigan this year, and I suspect we will. Sweeney, one of our best colts, has just been awesome. I love this colt too. Not quite the Gypsy Hill and Irresistible Sun, but on the way. I can tell you that right now for sure. 3rd and 6, okay, just doing his work, just an even Steven type horse. No real digs just yet. He hasn't wowed anybody. Still a bit of a butterball. Hasn't really put that colt muscle on. He still looks like your typical muscle mass is what he looks like. Even in his 2nd generation, he's stamping these babies. Good looking horse, his 6-pack. Good looking horse, got some work to do, but no reason he can't do it. Time is on my side. James loves this horse too. He said he trained great the other day. I love what I see. I don't think we've had a horse that has grown up. Yeah.
My iPad is working.
Could it be electricity, you think?
No, it's not.
What do you think it's missing? Tell me what you think is wrong with it.
I need Wi-Fi.
You're 4 years old. I didn't know what Wi-Fi was until I was 40. You're right. You need Wi-Fi. We're in a bad area. Yeah, we're just in a bad area.
Just give it a second, Eddie.
Time is on my side is the has grown more than any horse in the stable. All 61 babies, nobody has grown more.
Oh, that's a lie.
Not a horse is.
Winter Bells.
No.
She's
Winter Bells has not got physically bigger.
Yes, she has.
No, she has. Not even close. I think you need to stand beside Time Is On My Side. Look at him on the track. No one has grown more, put more muscle and weight and size and girth on than Time Is On My Side. No one. Not in the 61 we have. He is huge now. Vaquero Blue Chip and has been training great. Super happy with him. Vaquero Blue Chip looks great. Didn't look as good in his video on Tuesday, but Eric was really conservative with him because he made a break on him the last time he trained him. He said, no, he made a break on me, but he's not like that now. Totally different horse. I moved him 3 or 4 times a day that I went with him when Ali Baba was in there, and I cleared down the backstretch.
I had that little pacer.
Yes. Arson, yes. Vaquero Blue Chip is a very good horse. Didn't show it on Tuesday, but is a very, very nice horse. Venice Blue Chip amongst the top of the heap. This is a very talented filly. Love it. Yeah.
I still need one.
You still need Wi-Fi? Do you want me to call the Wi-Fi police? Okay, I'll call them in a minute. Venice Blue Chip was incredible again the other day and just continues to be a very, very nice filly. She is one of the fillies where if everything stays good, her knees don't get sore, she doesn't get on a shaft, she doesn't get on a line, and we can get her in racing shape, this filly can do some serious damage in Ohio. A really, really nice filly. Victory Blue Chip coming on. I saw his video the other day. Looks good. Again, just gelded him. Got to turn that baby fat into muscle. I think he's a couple of weeks, just a step behind those other horses just yet. But appears to have all the tools to be a good horse. We'll see how that plays out. Watch Your Mouth look great training this week also. And again on Saturday with Mario went with him. I thought the horse looked very, very good. And Winter Bells, yes, is one of our best horses.
Harry was the one that couldn't believe. He was like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, everybody.
And he's like, "Oh
no,
my God."
Somebody else asked me that was not affiliated with our barn at all. Said Amy was training a pacer today in one of the sets. Do you know which one it was? I said yes. It's Shadow Play filly. You can't watch her train in sets, whether in person or on video, and not say who's the pacing filly that Amy goes with. She is an impressive, slick-gaited, tough filly. I like everything about Winter Bells, and at this point in time, if you don't like her, then you're just not paying attention. She is a really, really, really nice filly. You can see how I talk about these horses. We're almost at 38 minutes now. You can see how I talk about these horses. Some horses just jump off the page, and I'll give you the highlights. You can wait for my top 10 list, but I'll give you some of the highlights. Activation, I find very interesting. Affection, top of the shelf, very top of the heap, very, very good filly. Alibaba, I don't go with her enough, but I can give you what Eric said. Best horse he goes with is Alibaba. Arson has been great. Blanton's Blue, one of the biggest movers in the stable the last 2 weeks. Born to Dance is good. I'm just trying to touch on the highlights. Cowboy by the Sea has been fantastic. Drebin didn't go this week, so he didn't get an honorable mention. Flash Fly was great. Continues to be great. Gypsy Hill, top of the heap. Okay, you're gonna have to wait. Just give it a minute, honey. Insider Trading, awesome filly. Irresistible Sun, top of the heap. Lonely Lakewood, Lover's Play, Mel Gibbswan, Memory and Imagination, Mounts for All. Here now, Paycheck Princess is clearly moving forward in a big way. I only talk about her because the people that have gone with her have always said how fast she is. Now we get the wrinkles out of her. Yeah, we pulled her hobbles in a bit, but we have the wrinkles out of her. Looked very, very good. This week, Pickpocket amongst our best horses. I haven't even got to Punch the Clock yet. Pickpocket, Pull the Shoes, training great. Punch the Clock, again, can't say enough about her. Ready for Landing, Really Don't Care, Royal Emeralds, Sedona Hill. I've jumped over a number of horses here. Southwind Digit, Sunset Acres Girl, Sweeney, Time Is On My Side, Vaquero, and Venice Blue Chip, and Winter Bells. So I'm trying to be selective as I roll through them quick, and I talk for a full minute and a half. So with that, that's all the 2-year-olds. I am going to give you a top 10 list this week. Call it what you want, but I think top 10 horses for this week. But top 10 horses have caught my eye and look great and worth mentioning in that format this week. Amy and I are going to discuss them all. We're going to do my top 10 list here coming up in a bit. So with that, you're all up to date as usual when it comes to the 2-year-olds. Take care.